What's up guys, original Star Wars fan here, back at it again with another Star Wars related video. So today I want to talk about the Season 7's Episode 6, Deal or No Deal, episode of Clone Wars. It's the newest one that just came out. I finished watching it last night. This is Saturday morning at the time of filming. So yeah, I had a little bit of time to sleep on it and think about what I really want to give it as a review. I would rate it about a 6.5 out of 10, which is a little bit better than last week's. But still a drop off from the first 4 episodes that came out, which I was rating in the high 8s to low 9s. So there's that. The episode started off with a little bit of banter between Trace and Ahsoka, that whole ordeal. You know, Ahsoka's kind of wanting to fix her bike up and leave. Trace convinces her to stay. Rafa has a job. This job involves running spice, and it's pretty nitty-gritty, criminal undergroundy sort of deal. So they basically they take Rafa's pilot backs out, so Trace has to pilot her ship in order to do the job. They go to leave, and Trace doesn't listen to Ahsoka, and she goes right into the military lane. And Ahsoka's like, hey, you don't need to do this, don't listen to these people, just get out of the lane and move on. She ignores Ahsoka for some reason because she's a cocky pilot, and they almost get captured. But what happened is the General Skywalker. Sorry, my train of thought. I'm trying to think how the episode goes. Anyways, so Skywalker, Anakin, and Ahsoka have this mind connection through the Force. Anakin senses that she's on the ship, and Ahsoka also senses Anakin as well. So Anakin makes the final decision to be like, hey, just let him go. It's no big deal. We don't have to stop them and arrest them. So the mission goes on, they pick up the spice. Rafa and Ahsoka are bickering about what to do with the spice. Rafa wants to basically follow through with the deal and take it to the criminal person that she made the deal with. And Ahsoka's like, hey, we can use this spice for medicine, we can drop it off with them, and then maybe figure out a different way to pay off the crime boss that we decide to make a deal with. They're fighting, arguing, and what does Trace do? She drops the spice, which basically gives them 0 options. So now they have to concoct this plan, which Ahsoka makes. Trace and Rafa don't like it. And they basically use the Force to trick the crime boss into believing that there's spice on there. They give them the credits, they can go. Starts to work out. One of his little underlings catches on to what's going on. They catch them in a tractor beam. That's basically the end of the episode. It was 26 minutes. It was really short. We only got 15 seconds of Anakin and Ahsoka. Ahsoka's throughout the whole thing, but we only got that 15 seconds of Anakin and Ahsoka's forced mind connection and them sensing each other. And then basically the rest of it was Rafa, Ahsoka, and Trace. I didn't really like the episode that much. It was a little bit better than last week's because it picked up in pace a bit. But you can tell that it's filler episode. It's building up into something else, which now that they're basically captured, I'm assuming the next episode's going to involve some sort of rescue and or breakout, which means that there's going to be more action. Because in the first 4 episodes, we got nothing but action, clones, Jedi, bam, 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 right in your face, and you're like, oh, this is great. This is what I expected this final season to be. And then all of a sudden it took a full 180 and just stopped. It just was hey, here's filler. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think we were gonna do this, but all right, we gotta stick through it. I don't really like Rafa and Trace that much. Ahsoka's kind of the one who's holding these episodes together for me, and it's cool to see that she's having to hide a lot of her Jedi abilities, but still sneakily use them to help with the missions and help things out. Because she is not, she's trying to hide her identity basically. I think that part's cool. I think any of her Force ability usages is cool in the episodes. The whole mechanic work, the whole throwback to Anakin being my older brother, him I went to Skywalker Academy, he taught me all these things. That's awesome because it throws back to Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship. Then you have Rafa and Trace's relationship, which is Rafa basically being controlling and taking advantage of her little sister, and being pretty much just an awful person overall. and then Trace not really, like, she's pretty much oblivious to this whole thing and just wants to be a pilot and leave. But she's like super oblivious to the whole world. And then you have Ahsoka as kind of like the center ground, who's trying to like, hey, don't do this, don't do that, like in between them. So it's an interesting dynamic, very interesting episode, but not my cup of tea. Like I said, I'll give it a 6.5, and that's probably being generous in my book. I'm hoping next week it picks up. Maybe Ahsoka uses lightsabers, they find out she's a Jedi, we get some more action. Basically anything just to speed up the process, because this is the final season. Like, you want it to be big, go out with a bang, and be dramatic. So I'm hoping that happens. If not, can't do anything about it. We just push on to Mandalorian Season 2, because we all know that's not going to be disappointing. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all are doing well out there. And as always, the Force be with you.